The MAGAs have vowed war against the Democratic Party and the left because of what happened in Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to draw a line in the sand. And I'm going to put my foot down and stand up against this. My name is Scott Schneider, and I'm going to tell these people where to go here on Fed Up in Minnesota.
Presently sending a final update to the onboard computers for antenna management. And we have a go for auto sequence start. And we have auto sequence start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's the last person on earth who should be lecturing us about extremism and violence and perpetrating acts of physical attack against anybody who is speaking out in any way, shape, or form at any political stage whatsoever, or just on a daily basis.
Because I am filled with grief and anger at the assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions that deny all who knew him.
Oh, inspired millions to do exactly what you do.
Shock and horror.
Oh, shock and horror, yeah, over everything you've said in your life. That's never gotten any attention.
Open debate, and the country that he loved so much.
Bullshit. Country you wanted to turn into a fascist fucking shithole.
Liberty, democracy, justice, and
you don't understand a thing about democracy. You're a propagandist fascist.
And freedom.
Freedom my fucking ass, you fascist piece of crap.
By you. Charlie was also a man of deep.
Oh, he was a great man of deep faith and white supremacy and Christian nationalism.
Now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers.
I doubt that.
To young, beloved children and his entire family who he loved more than anything in the world.
Oh, he was such a loving, wonderful human being, so full of generosity and charity. He loved every single human person that possibly walked the face of this earth, including people who were of his own race and breed.
Joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever.
Oh, not you? You were
to spread the simple words of common sense.
Common sense. Yes, common sense, bigotry, and racism. Telling people that they are not worth a darn and black people are too stupid to participate in the process.
To confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree.
Which is what you do on a fucking daily basis since you came down the escalator.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals.
First off, let's stop right there. I'm not going to let you get away with this, you piece of crap. You, sir, you have been guilty of the most violent rhetoric that I have ever heard, anybody has heard from any sitting political office holder in this country, in the history of this country. You, sir, you are the purveyor of the biggest violent filth that has ever come out of the mouth of anybody sitting in the White House. You, sir, do not deserve the respect of the office of the president. And you, talking about Charlie Kirk, sitting there telling me that he's the greatest human being who ever lived and brought all these people together, kumbaya, kumbaya, and how, the leftists are responsible for all the violence occurring in this country today. So smacks in the face of fucking reality. It is such a fat fucking lie. The biggest narrative hype perpetrated by this entire thing over the last couple of days.
This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now.
The kind of rhetoric that you spew is what's responsible. The kind of rhetoric that Charlie Kirk spewed is responsible. The kind of rhetoric that Laura Loomer spills is responsible. The kind of bullshit that comes out of mealy mouths of Republicans and MAGAs every day is responsible. You are the racist. You are the bigot. You are the frickin' homophobe. You are the rich, feckless piece of shit that rules this country, tries to throw innocent migrants into gulags, and thinks that you have some kind of reason to do it. Thinks you celebrate it. Think that it's great. You have spoken about violence against women. You have laughed in the face of people who have had disabilities, who have struggled with horrible things you couldn't even imagine, you fucking empty suit. And you sit here and tell us and lecture us because somebody gunned down your little white supremacist wonder, Charlie Kirk. You blame us leftists when we have not a damned thing to even incite that. You are the one. 50,000 lies and 50 documented things that you have said. Violent rhetoric spewed out of your mouth, either indirectly or directly. Violently threatening people or talking about violence to people. You just did it again today in the White House. When you had another press conference about Charlie Kirk's potential suspect assailant being captured and being brought into custody.
My administration will find every one of those who contributed.
Your administration isn't worth doing anything.
Political violence, including the organizations that funded and supported, as well as those who go after our judges, laws.
You go after our judges, fuckwad.
Anyone else who brings order to our country.
You are not bringing order to our country at all.
Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father to the attacks on
Didn't talk about Ben Shapiro, did you? Didn't talk about that, did you?
In the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, 3 radical and political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives.
Radical left, political violence are taking too many people and ain't taking too many lives. No, you know it's you. Right-wingers. It's the right-wing massacres that occur in this country almost every other day because the gun lobby puts the hands and guns of people who use them. All right-wing extremists, almost 90% of them, you son of a bitch. You are responsible for this. You are the rhetoric, you weak piece of crap. You useless pile of Hitler garbage. Standing up here telling us we're responsible. Oh, you're going to come after us. You're going to come after us and take all of us down. Yeah, you know what? You have no reason to speak. You have nothing to talk about, you asswipe. What a poor excuse of a piece of shit you are. Just like your poor piece of shit, Charlie Kirk. Now the rest of your fucking feckless wonders running around trying to destroy this democracy. Then you sit here and blame us? You blame us for this? You pledge war on us. All you're fucking doing, you worthless ass piece of crap, is you are trying to lay the groundwork to exterminate your enemies. You are taking advantage of this horrible act of political violence to do just that. That's not surprising for you and for what comes out of your mouth. That is not surprising considering who you are, what you are, and what it is you want to try to accomplish in this country. If you can survive office long enough for us to get in and throw Congress out in the midterms and then impeach your fucking ass and throw you into prison where you belong.
Tonight I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which
no, thank you. You don't have American values. Your values are those of fascist pigs like Hitler.
Citizenship, the rule of law.
You have done
patriotic devotion and love.
34 convicted felon.
The best of America as a
election fraud schemer. You incited an insurrection mob to attack the Capitol, and you're telling us
today because of this heinous act.
Oh, spread the word for Charlie. Keep Charlie's memory burning like a fire. Because we want to make sure that America burns down with the flames.
Over his family. And may God bless.
Oh, may God bless America, United States of America. This is via the Majority Report with Sam Cedar. This is from the Anti-Defamation League. This is information that talks about, obviously, domestic extremist-related killings in the U.S. By perpetrator between 2013 and 2022. Right-wing extremists are responsible for the great majority of extreme-related murders over the last decade. Right-wing extremism, all movements, 75%. Compared to left-wing extremism, including anarchists and black nationalists, to a measly 4%. Domestic Islamic extremism, 20%. 75%. And feckless wonder sits in the White House and blames the left. Every single fucking day, these people spew hatred and propaganda nonsense. Every single fucking day, these people rip America and tear America down. Every single person, every single person, a demographic group that they can find who is not a white, rich, male, billionaire. And they do everything they can to macerate and destroy the rights of those people. And he has the audacity to sit up there, Mr. Criminal, Mr. Propagandist who incited an insurrection at the White House, 34-count felon, and tell us on the left to stop the raging violence that supposedly is coming on all street corners, just from leftist opposition, from the people of the Democratic Party, from those of us who are left of center. All because of Charlie Kirk was gunned down. Now, they've been waiting for this. This is what they want to do. This is following exactly what happened in 1930s Germany. He's just like Hitler when he does this. This is what Hitler did. This is what the Nazis did. They took their enemies, well, their perceived enemies of people who opposed them, and they took one thing, like the Reichstag fire, and they turned that into an entire reason to strip their country of all of its rights, freedom of the press, due process, anything has to do constitutional rights, guarantees, you name it. They took it all away, tore down the government, and had Hitler take over everything. And that started the Nazi regime. This is what the right is trying to do. This is their end game. We know this because they are talking about declaring war. They want war. They act like that we're the ones who've gone to war with them, but they're declaring war on us. Here is Katie PHANG, and she's going to show the litany of the now fascist, propagandist, right-wing MAGA war on the left because of Charlie Kirk's murder. That has nothing to do with anybody on the left.
Compiling the immediate responses from right-wing figures after Charlie Kirk's killing. Ready? Elon Musk posting, quote, "The left is the party of murder." Laura Lomer shouting that the Trump administration must shut down, defund, and prosecute every single leftist organization because the left is a national security threat. She says more people will be murdered if the left isn't crushed with the power of the state. Katie Miller, the wife of Stephen Miller, you know, the architect of all things bad. Katie Miller says liberals have blood on
all things evil.
Nancy Mace blamed Charlie Kirk on Democrats. Sean Davis, the CEO and co-founder of The Federalist, posted on X, "I hope Trump orders the extermination of the entire anarcho-terrorist network that has been terrorizing Christians in this nation unabated for more than a decade." Not sure where religion played into this yesterday. Davis separately wrote, "When Democrats lose elections they couldn't steal, they murder."
Who's terrorizing who, bastards?
Huh. Okay. Jesse Waters on Fox News says, whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us, and what are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate?
Oh, I don't know. How much are we going to tolerate? How much will we tolerate from you?
A Students for Life anti-abortion activist says, "We all know the work we do to protect life comes at cost.
Baloney,
This is a
protect
new
life,
civil war,
my
one that
ass.
we must fight with love to restore a culture
Oh,
of life."
fight with love.
The
You
far-right
blow down everybody else who isn't white.
"This is war at all caps."
Yeah, you've been
A
waging war
self-proclaimed
against
Christian nationalist,
democracy since you
named
started
Joel
on
Levin,
TikTok.
says the left will not stop until they are forced to. The right must gain power, keep power, and wield power.
That's
Donald
right. Yeah,
Trump,
this is exactly
you have been appointed
we
by
know this is
providence,
what you
you are
want.
commanded by scripture to be a terror to those who do evil, give them hell. Another Christian
You mean
nationalist,
you?
the left must be destroyed. He says Democrats on the left must be crushed. The goal for Republicans in the next 10 years shouldn't be just to win elections, but to destroy the Democrat Party entirely and salt the earth underneath it.
God forbid,
Christopher
we will do the
Russo,
same
one
thing
of
to you.
Gems of Florida posts, "The last time the radical left orchestrated a wave of violence and terror, J. Edgar Hoover shut it all down within a few years. It is time within the confines of the law to infiltrate, disrupt, arrest, and incarcerate all of those
What
who are
is he even
responsible for
talking
this
about? He's
chaos."
making up a bunch of shit.
And the whipped cream on the Sunday of hatred from the right yesterday was Donald Trump using the trappings of his office, the Oval Office, the imprimatur of official conduct and speech to be able to tell Americans that there is now a war against millions of Americans who happen to identify as being liberals, Democrats, or otherwise. And the fact that he makes no mention in his recitation of that Oval Office address of all of the politically motivated violence, killings, and bad things that have happened to Democrats just goes to show that they do not value us. Again, I will not eat crow if the person who ends up being responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk ends up being a Democrat, a liberal, whatever. In my mind, as a former prosecutor and somebody who believes in the quality of competent law enforcement, once an investigation is concluded and we have somebody in custody and they are effectively and competently prosecuted, they must be prosecuted for the crimes that they have committed. Their motivations are one thing, but at this point, it is incredibly irresponsible for Donald Trump and others to be blaming an entire group of people when they have no basis whatsoever to do so. And again, in the end, if it ends up being the case, then I condemn that violence, just like I know you do. This is really all about common sense and control legislation. Truly. It's not about anything else. Because we have an epidemic of guns, we have an epidemic of violence, we have an epidemic of mental health illness.
It's about the right taking over.
The common denominator is guns and access to guns, period. I am not calling for the abolishment of the Second Amendment. I am just saying that common sense gun legislation has gone out the window. Just yesterday, Ron DeSantis and his attorney general here in Florida celebrated the idea that it was okay to get rid of a ban on concealed carry legislation.
Another Hitler type.
Timing is everything, is it not? Folks, let's just take a minute today to take stock of where we are as a country, where we are heading. But importantly, we cannot be allowed to be cowed into submission by fear and intimidation. That's exactly what the result is that's being sought by people who do not want us to be able to express our First Amendment free speech rights, to be able to express how we feel about things. The one thing we cannot do is we cannot take that and we cannot make it into an act of violence. End of story. See you on the other side.
Now, the majority report with Sam Cedar showing further hypocrisy on the right, exposing their motives and proving all they really give a shit about is just trying to take the left out while they just grab more power. Here's Nancy Mace, this fake-ass phony bitch herself, who's always whining, shilling, and complaining, and trying to suck Trump's dick and get his attention, doing some kind of stupid stunt. And she has the audacity to speak out about Charlie Kirk, and of course it's absolutely ruinous.
Tweeted out a joke about it at the time. Not seeing any Democratic senators doing this about Charlie Kirk. And here's Nancy Mace being asked, leaving the Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated.
I am devastated.
My kids had called panicking.
Yes.
Probably all the
you have kids?
country called panicking. Shot.
Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota.
Political.
Isn't this on both
Are you
sides?
kidding me? Charlie Kirk is in right now. Raging leftist lunatic. And you want to talk about Republicans?
You have
right
no
now?
fucking clue that ever happened. No, you made that up yourself, Tony Blonde.
Democrats owned it.
Empty-headed,
Is there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
hot air fucking piece of shit.
Charlie Kirk right now?
Charlie Kirk right now. No,
I mean,
just
it's just, I'm not trying to clutch my pearls here, but you're a fucking congresswoman. We don't know. She hadn't even died at that point. She's already blaming a Democrat. We don't know who the suspect is. Like, get it together. But they're all, this is their messaging.
She doesn't have it together.
This is their discipline.
Her head's full of fucking rock.
What world we live in?
Full of
Every
goo.
single time, classroom full of fucking kids gets lit up the same way Charlie Kirk did, where blood pools out of them the exact same fucking way. And people say thoughts and prayers, but guess what? And including Charlie Kirk says, you know what? This is just a price we have to pay. And the only thing that's different,
His own
now is
words.
they see themselves in Charlie Kirk, where they don't see themselves in the kids in the church in Minnesota that got shot up. Or unless they only see themselves in those kids or their parents if it was a trans person that shot him. If it was just some right winger, then you know what? Move on. This is just a price we have to pay for freedom to all be able to buy whatever guns we want.
Feckless representative, Derrick Van Orden. From my old neck of the woods, Wisconsin, this guy is going to have his fucking butt kicked out of that 3rd Congressional District over there. This piece of shit deserves to land on a street corner somewhere and never find another job the rest of his life.
You know what? Knock off. knock it off.
Did the Republicans have pulled medically?
You are responsible for that assassination.
You knock it off, asshole.
Shame to yourself. What about the...
No, you should be ashamed of yourself because of the gun lobby and the things that you bring, that you feckless wonder.
You know what? Not...
Look at that. Look at the asshole. Look at that asshole walk up the stairs. Just walk up the stairs like he thinks that he's king of the moment or something. Oh gosh, you framed this great moral constitutional crisis. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Oh, look at me, I'm such a great guy.
Knock it off.
I'm taking care of all the political violence in the country. As long as we're talking about the horrors of political violence here, let's go back a little ways. Oh, wasn't that long ago? Maybe, I don't know, 3 months ago? Does anybody remember this guy? Vance Belter. This is the guy who walked up to Minnesota Senator John Hoffman's residence in the about 3 a.m. and said that he was a police officer and wanted to do a welfare check, and then pulled out a gun, pumped he and his wife full of bullets. They survived. And the scene was disturbed by another officer arriving, and he ran off, that is Vance Belter, into the night, where he then gunned down Minnesota DFL House Speaker Melissa Portman and her husband and their dog, and he killed them. And what did Mike Lee do? And the aftermath of all that? First off, you never heard anything about the right-wing wackos, all the crackheads, the Laura Lubers, the Donald Trumps, anybody. You didn't hear anybody from that side of the aisle say anything about it. Trump never went to her funeral, never made a statement, never said a darn thing. None of the dignitaries, the social influencers, including Charlie Kirk himself, never showed up for her funeral. Mike Lee, Utah Senator Mike Lee, made the joke. He made those jokes. Pretty funny, wasn't it, Lee? I'll show you the jokes about Nightmare on Wall Street. The jokes about the Marxists being unhappy in the party. Vance Belter is a right-wing freak show. White supremacist, raging white minister. And the cops found a manifesto with 70 names of Democratic Party operatives and politicians that he was going to mow down in cold blood. Do you hear a damn thing about the wackos on the right saying anything about that? You hear anything about the Van Ordens of the world? Do you see any of these fuck shows talking about that? Did they say anything about that? Were they alarmed about the horrible violence being perpetrated in Minnesota by right-wing massacring white supremacists? Oh, hell no. You didn't hear a damn thing about that. You didn't get a statement and a lecture from daddy propagandist criminal Trump, did you? No, he never addressed anything. Never talked to the nation about the horrors of right-wing supremacy, violence, being stoked by the gun lobby, being stoked by the MAGA party, and being enabled by the gun lobby. No, he couldn't say that. Absolutely not. So Mike Lee gets a taste of his own medicine here.
And Mike Lee, what was the tweet he put
Jesse
out?
DOLLEMORE.
I was going to show this afterward, but let's just put it up now. Nightmare on Wall Street, as he mocks the incident that took the lives of 2 human beings,
Motherfucker.
and their dog. Mike Lee, Senator Mike Lee from Utah. That wasn't good enough. He followed it up with this singer. This is what happens when Marxists don't get their way. Again, lying, like in every other case that violence happens, lying that the shooter, the right-wing, lifelong Republican, evangelical Christian missionary, was a Marxist. Well, when the violence came home to Utah, Mike Lee wasn't sending out snarky tweets, making jokes about Nightmare on on Orem Street. Nightmare on Kirk Street. None of that from Mike Lee. Because Mike Lee is a lying, hypocritical clown. A heartless, fake Christian. And I don't mean fake because he's a Mormon and that's not a real Christian religion. I mean fake. Because now it's all thoughts and prayers, my brother Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers. Now it's teary responses. Admonitions for calm. Oh, where was all that when it was a Democrat, Mike Lee? He tweeted this. This is Mike Lee assassination Charlie Kirk edition. I am tracking the situation at Utah Valley University closely. Please join me in praying for Charlie Kirk and the students gathered there.
Oh, put the halo over your head.
Oh, a little different.
Pray for Charlie.
A little different.
Pray. Oh, his thoughts and prayers going out to Charlie. Charlie and all of his feckless followers.
He was in the hallway being asked questions about this, and I want you to see his face and the tender emotions that he's feeling, the deep sorrow that's on the verge of tears. Mike Lee is. It's not when Marxists get their way, but it's a little different than that. Watch this.
Oh, Senator, horrible is the senator.
Love for his country,
Oh, love for his country. And tearing it down to shreds.
the one record saying I
We was agree with me. Talking against the Jews and tearing down black people and hitting Latinos.
can't think of one right now.
Oh, can't think of one right now.
I'm not. Respect his boundaries, never changes. Commitment to me.
Oh, Mike, are you unhappy? Mike, are you crying snowflake tears?
Decency, respect.
Are you gonna blubber for us?
Well, disagreeing with.
Oh, and disagree with them. Oh, disagree. No, you don't disagree with people. You flat out destroy them and
Respond back to hatred with.
hatred with hate. Oh, the hatred with it. Well, that's basically. Yeah, so you admit you're spewing hatred.
Complex concepts. People with very simple, understandable terms.
People simple, understandable terms, dumbed down and stupid propaganda that that appeals to the worst of them.
One way.
So that they go so they go chasing after white supremacy and thinking that they get part of a world of hatred. I think that they're more right. They go take America back from all the people who are trying to share in its opportunity that aren't white leader bastards.
Range of emotions for Melissa Hortman and her husband, or when any other right-wing political violence came to bear on the heads of the nation. Where was that? The son of the president? Same kind of deal. I'm not going to read this entire long tweet. We'll just give you a couple of sentences. But he had this to say. This isn't my strong suit, and I don't even know how to begin to.
I don't think anything's your strong suit,
I'm feeling right now over the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Charlie wasn't just a friend. He was like a little brother.
Oh, he's also white supremacist brother. Oh, how nice. Oh, you palled around together and you put swastikas on people's houses.
And he lived every day with purpose.
Oh, the purpose.
His faith in God was unshakable. His love for Eric was inspiring.
Oh, yes.
And the way he adored and cared for his little kids showed the
empathy, starving people down, taking money away from
Charlie dedicated his life to something bigger than himself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. Yep, it's Stalin, Hitler, and the United States of America. Exactly.
Don Jr. probably believes that. What I'm saying is, I believe that to be genuine from Don Jr. So was it genuine when he posted this in response to a politically motivated attack? I got the Paul Pelosi Halloween costume ready.
Piles of shit.
Pelosi has
piles of shit.
Permanent traumatic brain injury. Celebrated by the president's son, Donald Trump Jr. He's wrought with emotion over his team, but celebrates gleefully when an octogenarian is attacked by an unhinged, conspiracy-driven psycho in his home. These people aren't to be taken seriously. They're hypocrites. Chief hypocrite, maybe, Laura Loomer. She had this to say about Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Put a witch's hat on her.
Death will not be in vain. Well, ominous. I will be spending my night making everyone I find online who celebrates his death famous with a capital F.
Fuck
for some
you.
reason. So prepare
Fuck
to
you,
have
Laura Looney.
your professional aspirations ruined if you are sick enough to celebrate his death.
Fucking cycle your
I'm
blood
going
on
to
a
make
Halloween
sure
fucking
wish
Halloween
you
movie.
never opened your mouth. These people need to be condemned.
Sorry, I've already
in
opened
society,
it. Too bad.
And there must never be a place for these people to gather without facing the shame of their behavior.
You talking about
that
yourself? Your old aggravated behavior
Is that
should be
right?
shamed. Should be shamed to the falls of the earth.
What was it you said in the wake of a politically motivated attack, Laura Loomer? This little New York Post article, Dear Abby, my wife keeps trying to have sex with me. I can't take it anymore. Was this written by Nancy Pelosi's husband before the hammer attack? Maybe you're right. Maybe these people, meaning you, Laura Loomer, need to be condemned in our society, and there must never be a place for these people, you, Laura Loomer,
Exactly.
gather without facing the shame of their...
Damn right.
Now, this isn't a politically motivated attack, but it's certainly a touchstone of violence in our culture, where she said, congratulations to George Floyd on being 5 years sober.
Just worthless. Just alien, worthless zombie from a fucking
Yet
planet outside of our solar system.
Credulity for her to make this vacuous, empty, hypocritical statement about ruining people's lives who celebrate tragedy, who celebrate political violence. And the reason I bring up Laura Loomer, somebody like she's just a troll, who cares what she says? She's got the ear of Donald Trump. People have lost their jobs in the military, in our intelligence infrastructure, in the federal government, at the behest of, at the word, on the charge.
She's an alien who has landed from another planet. The aliens are here and they're all MAGAs, including Donald Trump himself. So these fucking loony bins and trying to wage war against people who are just trying to make this country a great place for everybody to live, have the audacity to sit around and joke about other people's murder when it's on the other side of the aisle, or other people's attempted assassinations or murders. These people don't deserve to be at the seat at the table of power. They don't deserve to be running a country, in charge of our country, or anywhere near the levers of power in this country. And we need to eviscerate their power by kicking them out of office and making sure they never get near a city council seat the rest of their miserable lives. In the meantime, this phony show of solidarity against the left due to Charlie Kirk's murder, that needs to be answered to, and I am answering to it. And as far as when it comes to any empathy for Charlie Kirk, I have none. He was a racist pile of crap. And I will put a video up here forthcoming about all the creepy, shitty, nasty, horrendous things that Charlie Kirk brought to this world and this society from his stupid microphone. And I will demonstrate why the loss of someone like Charlie Kirk makes this world a fucking better place. I don't care what the shitheads on the right say, because they're all shitheads anyway. Again, I don't condone political violence. All this stuff going around where people are, oh, he's such a great humanitarian. I'm so horrible that he's lost. Oh, thoughts and prayers. Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened to our country. Oh my God. The Yankees had a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. I thought this was, what happened to New York City? Isn't this the city that voted for Zoran in the primary in droves? Where are the right-wing wackos in the Yankee organization? Where are they coming out of the woodwork now? Did anybody boo? I didn't see I just saw a picture. I saw the headline. I didn't see the video. I don't care to see it. I don't want to see it. I sent a massive message to the Yankees organization about how much I hated them. Yeah, it's hatred, but not the kind of hatred that Charlie Kirk was espousing. I never have been a Yankee fan, and now I am further rooting for them to fall apart in the playoffs because they decided to honor Charlie Kirk. Of all the people and all the things that they could have addressed, what a piece of shit billionaire fucking organization. It's the oligarchy, and it makes me wonder how many other baseball players out there are secretly white supremacist thugs while they play with their Latino brethren and their Venezuelan brethren and their Dominican Republic brethren on the baseball team so they can try to win the pennant. But in their private lives, they go hunting and fishing, and they're a bunch of bigots. Fucking jerks. But I will not sit here but a halo on my head and act like I'm going to sit there and gush tears over Charlie Kirk. Nor do I give a shit about thoughts and prayers. Take your thoughts and prayers and shove it up your ass. They want to come in war against us and want to blame us for this crap? Then they can go to hell. And they can go to hell with me. My name is Scott Schneider, and I am fed up in Minnesota.